For 18 years, Israel had been struggling under the rule of King Eglon of Moab, a very fat man. This was no ordinary king. Eglon was ruthless, and his armies were powerful. The Israelites were oppressed and desperate for freedom. Every year, they had to pay heavy tributes to Eglon, giving him grain, livestock, and whatever else he demanded. And each year they grew weaker as their lands and resources were drained away. Then one day Israel cried out for help, and God heard their plea by giving them a deliverer, Ehud. Ehud, son of Gera from the tribe of Benjamin, wasn't just any warrior. He was left-handed, which was unusual at the time. This unique trait would soon become his greatest weapon in a daring mission. God chose Ehud to be the judge who would deliver Israel from Eglon's rule. Ehud had a plan. He crafted a double-edged dagger about 1.5 feet long, small enough to conceal but sharp enough to make a fatal blow. Because he was left-handed, he strapped the dagger on his right thigh where no one would think to check. Ehud joined a group of Israelites who were heading to King Eglon's palace to deliver their annual tribute. It was a tense journey. Israel was weak, and Eglon's guards watched every move they made. But Ehud stayed calm, playing his role until the perfect moment arrived. Once they had delivered the tribute and the other Israelites had left, Ehud turned back. He confidently approached Eglon and said, "Your Majesty, I have a secret message for you." Curious and maybe a little prideful, Eglon sent his guards away, leaving him alone with Ehud. Ehud then approached him while he was sitting alone in the upper room of his palace and said, "I have a message from God for you." As the king rose from his seat, Ehud reached with his left hand, drew the sword from his right thigh, and plunged it into the king's belly. Even the handle sank in after the blade, and his bowels discharged. Ehud did not pull the sword out, and the fat closed in over it. Then Ehud went out to the porch. He shut the doors of the upper room behind him and locked them. After he had gone, the servants came and found the doors of the upper room locked. They said he must be relieving himself in the inner room of the palace. They waited to the point of embarrassment, but when he did not open the doors of the room, they took a key and unlocked them. There they saw their lord fallen to the floor, dead. Ehud was already on his way back to Israel, and he didn't waste a moment. He blew a trumpet in the hills of Ephraim, rallying the Israelite troops and shouting, "Follow me! The Lord has given Moab into our hands." Filled with courage, the Israelites followed Ehud. They blocked the fords of the Jordan River, trapping the Moabites, and struck down about 10,000 of their soldiers. Moab was defeated, and Israel was finally free. Thanks to Ehud's bravery and God's guidance, Israel had peace for 80 years. The story of Ehud shows us that strength doesn't always come from physical power or being in a position of advantage. Sometimes it's about using what makes us unique, even if others see it as a weakness. Let Ehud's example encourage you to see strength in the unexpected and purpose in who you are.